So when you are spraying the maize for armyworms, we have a target areas that you have to spray. You will not spray like herbicides or any other insecticide.
Let's dive into the topic of pest and disease control in maize farming. It is a major challenge in maize farming that maize farmers have to deal with. Today we are having a discussion with the CEO of Osborg Agric Enterprise, Mr. Boachi Yadom. Mr. Boachi, welcome back.
Thank you, Now.
Okay, so when we say pest control in maize farming, what does it mean?
Pest control in a maize farming means that using or preventing pests by using pesticides in your maize farming.
Okay, so when we say pesticide, what is it?
Pesticides can be defined as a mix of substances or any substance intended to prevent, to mitigate, to control pests. That's the pesticides.
To control pests. What are some pests that some maize farmers deal with?
When you talk of pests in maize, for the maize, now we are dealing with armyworm. Formerly, we don't spray maize. It's just recently that armyworms have come in. But when you talk of pesticides, you know, pesticides have been in the system for a long time. Pesticide is a Latin word, and the root word is sila. Sida means to kill in Latin. So pesticides is any substance or mix of substance intended to control or to mitigate or to prevent pests. But in maize farming, as I said already, the major challenge that we are facing in maize farming so far as pests is concerned is armyworm. And armyworm is a disease. It can be a pest, and also it comes in so many forms. It starts with the eggs, then it gets to the larva stage, then it gets into pests. It comes into 3 stages. Yeah, so some years now, that is what is destroying maize a lot, the armyworm. Yes.
So that sounds like a serious problem.
Yes.
So what are some pesticides, or how do we control that?
Yes, we have pesticides, and we have examples. We have insecticide. Pesticides have been grouped into about 3 or 4 forms. We have insecticide. We also have even the herbicides is also pesticides. And we also have fungicides. We have rodenticide. We have larvicide. Have you seen? And we have bactericide, which is control bacteria. But because we are concentrating on the maize farming, we will talk about the insecticides and the pesticides. And at times too, the rodenticide is very important. Yes, the pest control in maize farming, you see, we have natural control. Natural pest control in maize farming is farm sanitation. Anytime you keep your farm clean, at times it prevents pests. So weeds,
I think that's what
weeds are also pests. So culture control is very important. That is the farm sanitation. And apart from that, apart from the armyworms, at times too, when you plant the maize, we have a pest or animals that remove the maize seed, preventing it from germination.
What animals are they?
Partridge. In our local language, they call it akokohedie. Is a partridge.
They are able to get into the soil.
Into the soil to remove the seed before it germinates. Or when they see that some of the seeds have been germinated, they can trace where the seed are, so that they can remove the seed, so that the seed will not germinate. Or when it has germinated for about 1 day or 1 to 2 days, when they see, they can remove the seed and eat.
So how do you prevent that?
Yes, by preventing that, we have a chemical. The active ingredient is diazole. Yes, before you plant the maize, after you sow the maize, you get some few maize that you will not use, or it can be a bad one. Then you mix with that chemical called diazole. It's an insect. Sorry, it's an insecticide. You mix with the diazole, then you spread the maize that you've mixed with that diazole on the field. You broadcast like broadcast not all the field.
Not all the field.
Yes, the corners or the edges.
Okay.
So when the partridge or the pest come, they will eat that maize, and it will kill them so that they cannot eat the one you have sowed. Yes, they are the nearby bush. So as soon as they enter the farm, whatever they start from that place. So whatever maize that they see, they start to uproot it small. So by the time you realize, you see, they are bears. So there are many, about 4, 5, 10. So they can use 1-2 days to even destroy or eat about half of the farm. So it's very important when your farm is at a forest area or bushy area. It's not all places that partridge and that bears are, but from Ejura, Amantin, Atib, where I'm farming, Bono East and other part of Ghana, we have that problem.
Okay,
so before you sow,
yes, every time you are
not every time, particularly in the first season, because from the second season there will be food in the cassava. They can get cassava, they can get yam, they can get a lot of food to eat.
Okay.
For the second season, which is from July going, you don't get that challenges. But the first one, this May, first week of April and the May, that is where that partridge destroyed the maize more. Yeah. So that's the first pest. That's the beginning. The pest that can destroy, and even the mice. They can also eat. They can also remove the seed apart from the best. That is why we have rodenticide.
Okay.
Yes.
So the use of the
you can also use the rodenticide. You mix it with either you fry a maize, then you grind it, then you mix the rodenticide with it. You spread it
in the whole farm.
Not in the whole farm, the edges of the farm. Yes, so that when just at the first one, so when they come and they eat that one, they will die.
Okay, so that means that when you are applying the other one for the partridge, you can also do the rodenticide too at the same time.
Oh, that one is different, a different application, and when the rodent eat that one too, it will die.
Okay.
But for the rodent, it's not all filled. There are a lot of areas that you don't have that.
Okay, before you continue, we have a land for maize farming and coconut farming available. It's limited, so if you are interested, you can get in touch with me so that I'll take you through the process. If you also need Mr. Boachi's contact for any consultation, I'll be leaving it on the screen so that you can get in touch with him to help you out.
So this is the beginning of the when you are sowing, or that is the challenges or the pests that you are likely to face. Then you control them.
Okay.
Then after 2 weeks after germination, when you apply fertilizer after 3 weeks to 1 month, it can also be attacked by armyworm.
Okay.
Yes, it can also be attacked by armyworm. So when you see a sign of armyworm, you see one plant affected by armyworm, then you start spraying the insecticide.
Okay.
Or prevention is better than cure. Okay.
What are some of the signs of armyworm?
For the signs of armyworm, you see that the middle of the maize, they will start chewing the middle of the maize. Okay. Or you find some eggs, small eggs, like white on the maize. Okay. Some of the eggs too are very tiny. You cannot see. Unless they start the destruction, that you can see. So you can also do preventive measures. Preventive measures. 2 weeks after germination, when you apply your NPKs and also you apply your weed control selective herbicide, you can also spray any armyworm insecticide, so that the armyworms will not even come at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So prevention is better than
cure.
Okay.
After that one too, after you spray the armyworm and you not see any sign, we have a lot of pests too that also destroy the maize. But for that one, when you fail the farm sanitation or the culture control, yes, that leads to that one. That means one of our subscribers called me the grass cutters. The grass cutters can also.
What can lead to that?
You see, when the farm is close to a bushy area, so anytime you are spraying your farm with herbicides, you have to spray some few meters from the farm to the bush, so that it can clear that area too. And there are areas do that you have a lot of grass cutters. It's not all areas.
But do you have any chemical that can deter them?
Yes, we have a chemical that can deter them. But for this chemical, it's a stomach action unless they eat before they die. So we have a chemical that we mix with some natural ingredient. Okay. It's called carbodem. Okay. When you mix it and you put it there, you come and eat, so that they will die. Okay. Yes. All right. Apart from that, you have to, unless you set a trap around the farm. Yes. So that is how you can control the pest like a grass cutter. Either you use that chemical, a carbodem, that's the furadan, or you fence the farm through traps, so that before they enter, then the traps catch them.
That is going to be easy for 1 acre of land.
You can't do it. Even 1 acre now is not easy nowadays. Even nowadays, how many people can set that traps? So the pest control, the major challenge in the pest control, as we always say, if you're able to do your farm sanitation right, there are a lot of pests that you can control. Okay. But when you come to the mechanical control, that is where you use the insecticide to spray the armyworm. Okay. And the insecticide also come in so many forms. Okay. You see, for the insecticide, we have contact insecticide and systemic insecticide. When you talk of contact insecticide, if you use contact insecticide, unless the insecticide or the chemical falls on the pest, if not, it will not die.
Okay.
Yes. And when you talk of systemic insecticide, when you spray the chemical will be on the plant for some few days or weeks.
Okay.
Yes, that is a systemic. It kills the insects or the disease slowly. Very good.
Okay.
So
which one are you supposed to use?
You see, for pest control in maize, apart from this armyworm, we have other pests too. They are fly insects. For the fly insects, you cannot use contact insecticide, because when you are spraying, as soon as they hear that you are coming, they will fly. Okay. So that the contact insecticide will not work. But for the systemic, it will work. Okay. And because I said for the armyworm, the contact insecticide is good because they are always in the middle of the maize. So when you are spraying the maize for armyworms, we have a target areas that you have to spray. Okay. You will not spray like herbicides or any other insecticide. You spray when you reach the maize plant. You just concentrate on the center or the middle of the maize. Okay. So that the insecticide can sink through. Okay. So if the armyworm is inside the maize, it can kill it. Okay. And also, it's better you spray early in the morning, as I've always saying, so far as insecticide is concerned. For the pest control, when you go early in the morning, if they are armyworm or any other insects, by the time you get them, but they are around. But from 9-10 going, when the sun started to set, then they start hiding. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. And also, when you are spraying armyworm or you are controlling pests in maize, the method of spraying that you use, you just concentrate on the leaves and the back of the leaves. Okay. Yes, you can go like this, then you turn the nozzles of the machine like this, because there are some pests that they hide under the leaves. So when you spray on top alone, you go by 2-3 hours time, they will clamp up. So that all the work that you do will be cost 90 work. Okay. So how does the armyworm harm the maize? The armyworm, first I said, is like eggs. Yeah. Then it turns into larva. Yes. Then it comes into proper stage. Then before it grows, so they can chew the middle of the maize, so that the maize cannot grow. Oh, okay. It will be stuck. It will not grow at all. It will not grow. Yes. When it start growing, then they start chewing. When it start growing, they start chewing. But one thing about hybrid is that when hybrid is affected by armyworms and you spray, although they've chewed the center, but it will still grow. Oh, okay. Then I think I'll always go for the hybrid. Please explain the insecticide for us. Yeah. For the insecticide, as I said, we use that insecticide to prevent insects. Okay. And the fungicide we use to prevent fungi. Okay. But for the maize production, we don't normally find fungus. They are like black and some white. Yes, like fungi. Those like that powdery form. It's found in the mango trees and other crop trees. But for the maize, you don't normally experience that. Okay. And the rodenticide, I've talked about it. Yeah. And when you talk about it, the bacteria, it's also vegetables and crops and this. But for the maize, the major one is the insect and the pest. Okay. That normally affects the maize. Okay. So now you talk about the flying insect and the armyworm. And the armyworm needs contact pesticide or insecticide. Yeah. And then the flying one needs the systemic. Right? Yes. So now, do you need to apply both at the same time, or you choose one over? But in maize production, you see the flying insects, they were there already, but not harming maize. But armyworm, that means you have to use the contact more than for the system. Even when you use the contact insecticide for the flying insects, some of them when they come, they want to chew some parts, even the lower part of the maize leaf, and still because it's insecticide, it can kill them, or they will not even touch it. And some insecticide too are combination. Okay. We have the active ingredient. We have lambda. We have chlorpyrifos. We have a lot of formulations. Okay. And most of the chemicals are 1 or 2 combinations. Maybe lambda and halotrain. Maybe chlorpyrifos plus lambda. That is how the chemicals are being formulated. Okay. Yes. So when you get your insecticide, then you try to spray early in the morning. They have a chemical called lambdas. That one too is very good. Okay. It's from Singapore. So the armyworm control is supposed to be from 2 weeks after germination. Yes. Okay. That is a preventive measures. But we want to see the damage before you spray. For that one, it can be more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. But I'm talking about preventive. If you want to be proactive, then we have to spray before the damage is being caused. Armyworms, it can be once. And when the damage is serious, it can be twice. twice.
How many liters do you need for an acre?
It depends on the formulation. There are some insecticides that we use to use 30 ml. Last we have an insecticide called Protocol and other heavy formulated one. You use 30 ml per 15 liters of knapsack. For that one liter can spray 1.5 acres.
Oh, okay.
Or even 2 acres because you use 30 ml. And for armyworm control, you don't have to use more insecticide. You need to go with the dosage, because when the insecticide exceed the dosage, it can also affect the maize. And also when you are spraying armyworm, you have to wash the machine. Maybe you have used the machine for herbicides or you have used for this glyphosate, and it must be in the morning. If you don't control armyworm, you see all the costs. You can apply your fertilizer, you can do the selective herbicide, a lot of things, but the armyworm can take some few days to destroy all the maize. That is why at times after 2 weeks of germination, you have to visit the farm regularly to see if there is any sign of armyworm. If you see any sign, then you start controlling, or you can also use preventive measures. After the selective herbicide, after your fertilizer 1 week, you can also control by applying the insecticide for armyworm.
Thank you so much for the information. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and also comment in the comment section if you haven't yet. If you have any question for us to address concerning maize farming or any other farming, you can let us know that in the comment section so that we can be able to do a video specifically for you. And make sure you don't skip the ads on the videos. Watch every ad you see on this video to support this channel for us. Mr. Boakye, thank you so much. Do you have any other tips concerning pest control in maize farming to our maize farmer out there?
In fact, I've experienced a lot. But in a nutshell, I'll advise them that they should use these preventive measures. That is one. Prevent the armyworm before. And also when you are coming to sow, you can also use that chemical that I've mentioned before, so that if there is sign of rodent or any other pest, it can also control them. And also see that before you use any insecticide, you read the label before you read. And after reading the label, check on the machine that you are coming to use. If you have not used the machine for glyphosate or any weedicide. And also spray early in the morning. When you are spraying, target the middle of the maize so that it can sink into the maize to prevent these armyworms. They are very dangerous, so we have to do well to control them. So that the yield, because we've targeted that for 1 acre of maize, you have to get 15 to 20 bags for the hybrid. And as we said, is all things being equal. If you don't use all these methods, I'm not sure you get that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this vital information. I hope you find this information inspiring. If you have any question, like I said, let me know that in the comment section so that we can do a video for you. And also make sure you subscribe and then share this video to anybody that needs it to start maize farming this year. In our next video, we're going to talk about harvesting and post-harvest loss in maize farming and storage of maize after harvesting. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.